Hi, today I want us to talk about something very important. My name is Elorm Priscilla, and this is my YouTube channel where we talk about all the things that we need to talk about: self-development, growth, the right use of the mind, and all things that make you a better person. If your life was a country, would you trust its leadership? Would you expect investors to come and invest in it? Even you, as an investor, would you invest in your life if it was a country? Or would you honestly be worried? Would you feel like, nah, this is going nowhere? I want you to take a minute and think about that and answer the question honestly. Because most of the time, we are worried and complaining about everything external, all the factors that are contributing or not contributing to the state of our lives. And sometimes we forget that internal leadership is the first point of leadership before anything else. You cannot lead a successful business if you are not able to lead yourself. You cannot lead a group of people if you are not able to lead yourself. And that is how it is. It's just the principle of life. So in today's video, we are going to be breaking down the various aspects of your life from the concept of leadership and how best you can hone these areas of your life to make it better. Every working government, or every government that has a working system, has these three major, should I say, departments? They have these three major spheres, right? They have the cabinet, then they have their constitution, and then they also have their security. So these three things make up a very good or working government or system. The constitution, since we are likening your life to a country, your constitution is everything you believe in. All the things you think you deserve, all the things you believe that you deserve, all the things that you feel like are impossible to you, all the possibilities, how far your mind can go is basically your constitution. Because if you don't believe that you can go to a certain length, you, my dear, would never go to that length, because that is your constitution. That is what you do everything from. A country is ruled using its constitution. If there are no laws in the constitution concerning a certain matter, if a crime is committed in that line, most of the time it is let go because it's not in the constitution, right? So if there are certain things that your mind has not been able to comprehend, or your mind cannot accommodate it for your life, you won't be able to achieve it. And that is why most of the time you hear people say, step out of your comfort zone, read books, go out to programs. These things are supposed to expand your possibility quotient. There are certain programs that I have attended, and sitting down in the audience, looking at the person speaking or the resource people, and I'm like, what makes me think I can't do this? I probably am more qualified than these people. They are my age mates. So why am I thinking that I can't do these things they do? It challenges your mind in such an amazing way. So read books. There are certain things that I have learned that I didn't learn in the classroom. I didn't learn it anywhere. Nobody taught me, but I read them in books. That is how I got knowledge in certain things that I know now. I read books. I went for seminars, programs that are about the things that I'm interested in. All right. Now, the second arm of a working system or working government is their cabinet. The cabinet is basically the parliament, right? You have the minority and the majority. Now, for you as a human being, you have your emotions and you have your thoughts. Usually, you make decisions, you think about things in your thoughts. Then your emotions sometimes determine if you're going to execute the things that you have decided to do. For example, you decide that you want to start a business, then the next day you don't feel like going to the market to get the products that you want to sell, so you decide not to go. You have let your emotions cause you not to act out on the thing that you have decided to do. Now, one thing you can do for yourself is to make sure that your emotions don't determine your actions always or most of the time, because your emotions are like the minority that are always clamoring and shouting for attention. And if you give it to them, they are going to mess you up. The majority, on the other hand, You do logical thinking, you decide that, okay, I want to do this, do this, do that. How do I get there? I need to put these systems and these structures in place for me to be able to see these things through. If you wake up the next morning and you don't feel like you do it anyways, that's one of the things I can tell you. Don't act based on your emotions, because sometimes you will actually not feel like it. The people that you look up to, the 1% of the 1%, they do not act based on their emotions. Imagine Dangote deciding that today I want to close down all my factories because I really just don't feel like it. Do you think he does that? No, he doesn't. So stop acting based on your emotions. Now, the third arm of a working system or a working government is their security. If the government of Ghana has a law that says anybody who urinates outside of their house will be given a fine, if the police are not effective enough to enforce that law, it's going to be trash. People will urinate there. They'll even go to the Flagstaff house and go and urinate in front of it, because the police, which are the security arm of the government, are not working. Same thing. Your arm of security is your discipline. You can make decisions. You can expand your possibility quotient, grow in your constitution, all the things you believe in and all of that. But if you don't have the discipline to sustain the things that you have decided to do, you are going to fall on the wayside. But there's a good news. You can set systems and structures in place that can help you sustain the decisions that you have made. In one of my previous videos, I was talking about decision making and decision management, how decision making is the easier part and managing that decision till you see the result is usually the hard part. Whenever you hear systems and structures, I hope you are not thinking spreadsheets and all those complicated stuff. No, when I say I want to be waking up every morning at 5 a.m. to do my devotion, that's my devotion system. Now, what structures do I put in place to make sure that I have my devotion at 5 a.m. every day? I set an alarm, that's structure one, to wake me up at 5 a.m. Then I ask my friends to call me at 5 a.m. when they wake up. That's the second structure that I've put in place to make sure I'm able to sustain my 5 a.m. devotion system. You see how simple it sounds? That is exactly how simple it is. So you can actually set structures to sustain all the systems that you have decided to create for your life. And that is the only way that your life as a country can function well. And you can now look forward to investors investing in this, your country. I hope this video was helpful. If it was, make sure to like, share, subscribe. And again, I'm going back to say it. Share with your friends who you are going on this self-development and growth journey with, so you don't leave them behind. All right, see you in my next video. Peace out. Bye.